everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today I'm going to be catching you up to speed on where we currently sit with my Makeup Rehab series. This is something that I started at the beginning of 2022 in order to just try to help myself become a little bit more mindful about the purchases that I was making. I had found that I was making purchases more quickly than I was actually using some of those products. And in fact, I had discovered that there were items that I had purchased and never ever used, and I was not comfortable with that. So I was inspired by some of my favorite channels here on YouTube. It's Just Steph, a beauty guru made me do it, and I'm pretty sure Emily from Emily and Max is also doing a makeup rehab series this year as well. So I will make sure that all three of them are linked down below. But I decided to create a beauty budget, and I started with credits in that bank, and then each purchase would deduct points, and then I could earn them back by using up makeup. And I feel like so far, especially since we're now at the halfway point of the year, I feel like this project this year is going much better than it has gone in years past when I've structured it differently. I really wanted to make sure that I was putting it in a place where I wouldn't become discouraged and just scrap it altogether. So let me go ahead and pop up a little infographic just to give you an idea about where we started for the year. I had credits in the bank, and then I also gave myself a free 12 eyeshadow palettes. I knew that those are my favorite. Those are the things that I buy more honestly than anything else. And I was concerned that if I just deducted them from the bank by themselves, I would blow through that bank, become discouraged, and scrap it. So I'm really glad that I did that. But let's go ahead and talk about what's going on with it. So at the end of the last update, which was in May, it was on May the 1st-ish, I had 5 free eyeshadow palettes remaining and 15.5 credits remaining in that bank. So this is actually going to be 2 months worth of purchases. So this is going to be all of May and all of June. And I'm not going to be doing any empties this time around. I haven't done an empties video in a couple of months now. And I like to make sure that A, I've spoken about any empties in the projects that I used them up in. And B, that I've filmed a full empties video as well, so that I don't get myself confused about what I've talked about and what I have not. So we'll just wait until next month's update to add credits back in, and today we're just gonna basically be running through everything that I purchased. So let's go ahead and start with the month of May, because May was kind of interesting. I did make a couple of purchases for myself for Mother's Day. I did get some other gifts. My husband took my son to Ulta for Mother's Day, and then also in June for my birthday. So I did have some gifts. We're not going to be talking about those today because this video is going to be long enough. But I purchased a few things for myself. And the first thing is this right here, and I am so happy to have this. This is the Natasha Denona Gold Palette, and when I saw that it was back in stock on her website, I am not even kidding you, I snapped it up. I could not buy this fast enough. I had been wanting this for years, and I just couldn't bring myself to spend the $129 for a gold-leaning neutral palette, even though I wanted it so bad, and it's beautiful, and I just really wanted it. I found myself purchasing other things first, and then it disappeared to never return again, and I was kicking myself. I was so irritated with myself. So when that came back in stock, you best believe I purchased it immediately. So that I have, and I absolutely love it. And then also, I had been eyeing from Beauty Bay, I had been eyeing the Earthy palette. You guys may know I am an absolute lover of green eyeshadow, and that is what most of this is. Greens, browns, and reds. Love it so much. So this retails on its own for, I believe, $25. However, at the time that I was looking at it on the Beauty Bay website, they were running a special where I got the Earthy palette and the Midnight palette, both of these for $25. So yes, I absolutely snapped both of those up. This one is a beautiful blue and purple palette. Blues intimidate me, but purples I absolutely love, as evident on my eyes here. So that was very exciting. I'm very happy that I purchased those. The other big purchase that I made, actually not in May, I'm pretty sure it was in April, but it didn't arrive until May, was from Odensai. Odensai did a spring mystery box, which you guys know I love a good mystery box. I think they are so much fun. Do you get burned by them sometimes? Yes, of course you do, but that's the nature of the game. I was very excited to order this. At the same time that I ordered that mystery box, I also picked up the Hella palette, which is the palette that they created in collaboration with Angelica Nyquist. And I'm very, very thrilled to have this. I've used it a few times and I love it. It's beautiful, fun looks. But the mystery box, whew, there was a lot of good stuff in the mystery box. So I ended up with basically the entire, almost the entire Alva 2 collection. There were a few others of the mini palettes that of course I don't have, but I ended up with one of the mini palettes. This is the Mini Sky palette. I ended up with the full-size Alva 2 eyeshadow palette and then the Alva 2 highlighting palette. I got that as well. Now, technically, I did get an additional highlighting palette. I got the Solmonier one, but I already owned that, so I'm not counting it as something coming into my collection because I'm gonna end up gifting it away. But I did get those, and I got three lip products, which you guys know I'm already at my lip product maximum. I put myself on a low buy for lip products, so technically I'm not going to count this towards my lip product low buy because I didn't pick them specifically. I get that we're splitting hairs, but it is what it is. They still count as credits out of my bank, but I did get three really beautiful lip products. I honestly have loved pretty much anything that I have gotten from Odensai, and especially love Jasmine. I have worn this so many times. It is such a beautiful, easy go-to. So happy with honestly everything that I got out of this mystery box. So those are some credits there as well. And then June hit. June hit. And June is going to be a little bit more of a, I don't want to say problematic month, but I have some purchases here that are a little bit scattered. You guys may know, if you've been following some of my other videos, that June has been a challenging month for me. But I did make some purchases, and some of them were emotional purchases of things that I had already been wanting, but that I just let myself purchase. Just to throw it out there, I did make a couple of purchases for my birthday that have not arrived yet because they're coming from overseas. So I won't talk about those now, but I did make a couple of birthday purchases. However, the biggest purchase that I made was when Odensai, this is an Odensai heavy update, they released their Solmonier 2 collection, and I made a few purchases. So I did pick up the eyeshadow palette. So excited about it. I've used it quite a bit, and it is stunning. It is such a fun rainbow palette. So summer. Like, this is so summer. I love it. I've been very happy with it. But I picked up a couple of other pieces from that release. I picked up a blush and a highlighter. Only one of each. I wanted to buy more. In fact, I'll be honest, I wanted to buy the whole collection. I'm glad I didn't. I don't need all that, but there are a couple more highlighters and blushes that I would love to go back for. So this is the blush that I picked up. Look at that pattern. I love the attention to detail. It's awesome. So this one is in the shade B101 Sunset Clouds. I've used it a lot. I really like it. And then the highlighter that I picked up, again, I want to pick up more, is this one right here. Look at all that kind of shifty iridescence and then the pattern in there. Oh, so good, so good. This one is in the shade H103 Warm Sunshine. Love it. I picked up two more things from the collection that I don't love. Picked up two of the liners. I want to love these a lot, but where I predominantly use this type of liner is in my waterline, and I find that they just don't stick well to my waterline personally. The colors themselves are pretty. I picked up, first of all, this minty one because I don't have anything like that in my collection and I thought it would be a lot of fun. And then I picked up the black one that has sparkles in it because, you know, it's me. And this is what they look like. I find that for me, and maybe other people have different experiences, but I find for me they're very dry and they don't transfer easily or nicely to the lid. Like even doing these swatches right here, I had to press a little bit harder than I would on my eye because it's so delicate around this area. So I am disappointed in these. I am going to continue to try to use them and figure out a way that works for me, but I'm very glad that I didn't pick up more because I had totally intended to. Now, there are also some random purchases that I made. So on my birthday itself, I did actually go into store and pick up a couple of things since I wanted to redeem my birthday gift. So this is just kind of a smattering of things. First of all, I did pick up the concealer because I just found myself in a position where I didn't feel like I liked the way my makeup was looking without it. So this is from the Ulta House brand. This is the full coverage liquid concealer in the shade Fair Cool. I've already used one of these up this year and I absolutely love it. For me, it works so well. And I've tried using some other concealers in my collection and I kept going back to wanting that one. So I picked up another one. I also picked up an eyeliner. This is from Stila, and it's a dual-ended, I guess I gotta do this. It's a dual-ended liquid eyeliner. What's wrong with me? So the black side is the normal Stila Stay All Day black eyeliner, which I do actually like that formula. But then the other side is kind of a fun, sparkly green gold shade. So I picked that up as well. I don't know, I'm a mess. I've used it a few times. It's really pretty, but because of the type of shade that it is, it doesn't really show up really well over an eye look, especially when I'm wearing something intense. So it's one that I've worn a few times kind of with just a wash of something sparkly on the lid and then use that to make a wing, and it works nicely, but is it something that I needed? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I've seen these all over Instagram. So I did buy a lip product, which I knew I didn't need and that I shouldn't buy because I'm already over budget. But I did pick up one of the Maybelline, what is this? The Super Stay Vinyl Ink. I don't know why I do this to myself. This is in the shade Eccentric. I've only used it once. I don't really have an opinion on it. Didn't need it. Didn't need it. And finally, from Ulta, I was so excited to see when they started carrying About Face. Again, this is something that I've seen all over Instagram, and I've been so interested. This is a matte liquid eyeshadow, and I've used it a couple of times, and I've got to say, I am very, very, very impressed. I really, really like it. So this is kind of a heavy swatch of it. Blended out, it's this beautiful rosy brown. It is a very perfect kind of one and done shadow for a really, really easy look. I'm very impressed with this. It dried really nicely and evenly. It blended out really easily and just didn't budge all day. And I kind of want more. I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off because I've said in the past that liquid eyeshadows don't get used very often in my collection. And this is true, but I've never had matte ones before. So again, I'm gonna hold off because I wanna see how much use this one gets, but in the few times that I've used it, I've really, really loved it. All right, I got one more item to talk about, and that is from Rare Beauty. I purchased this at Sephora. This is the eye primer because I'm almost out of my the Urban Decay Primer Potion, which is my favorite. But I keep seeing people talking really highly about this, so my dumb butt decided to buy it. And I say dumb butt because I've got other eyeshadow primers, so I didn't need this. And I don't really know that I like it all that much. So I've used it quite a few times at this point, and this is the first time that I've used it that I haven't had results that are frustrating. So what I've been finding with this eyeshadow primer is that eyeshadow doesn't stick especially to like the outer corners of my eye where it folds specifically. Such a problem. Again, today is the first time that I've not experienced that. Today I'm wearing, the palette that I used is the Natasha Denona Trio Chrome palette. So I don't know if maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it's a type of eyeshadows that I've been using, or the brushes that I was using. I'm not sure. I'm still going to continue to play with it and hopefully use it up because I bought it, but kind of on the fence about that. So what does that mean for my beauty bank? Again, I do have makeup empties. I just haven't spoken about them yet, and I haven't done an empties video. So they will be included in next month's update. But for right now, let's talk about where we stand on the beauty bank itself. So coming into this month, I had 5 eyeshadow palettes remaining of the 12 free eyeshadow palettes, and I acquired 7. I acquired 7 eyeshadow palettes, so that means that I have used up the entirety of my freebies, and I have 2 that are counting towards my beauty bank, or deducting from my beauty bank rather. As far as all of the other items, there were a total of 13. That are going to go against my beauty bank as well, meaning that I am left with a half a credit. I have a half a credit left in my beauty bank, which, to be honest, before sitting down to actually plan this video out and put everything together on paper, I was really concerned that I was in the negative on my beauty bank, just based on especially June, because I was piecemealing purchases, which is always trouble for me. That's why I tend to really go awry, is when I pick up one thing here and one thing there, and oh, I'm at Target, I'm at the grocery store, whatever the case might be. That looks pretty. That's where I tend to really blow it, but I am in a better place than I expected to be, and I am very excited to be able to add credits back into the bank. Am I gonna have enough to really do a ton? Probably not, but every little bit counts, because again, I did make some purchases for my birthday that just haven't arrived yet. I've been wanting to try Vive for so long, and I finally went ahead and made an order, so hopefully that'll be coming in the next couple of weeks. Shipping and customs and all that is running super slow these days, but yep. So that is where we stand on my beauty bank. How are you doing if you are on a no buy or a low buy or a beauty budget? I would love to know, especially again, since we've hit the halfway mark in the year. How are you feeling? Do you need to do a kind of a refresh on yourself? I know me personally, I brought in a ton of stuff, and I really want to try to maybe not purchase anything for the rest of the summer, so that I can really dive into everything that I've purchased. I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't know if that's gonna work, but I think that's kind of my hope for myself, is that outside of what I'm already waiting on to arrive, I can maybe not buy anything else. Let me know in the comments below how you think I'll do. All right, I will stop rambling. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. I love and appreciate all of you so much. If you haven't subscribed already, I hope that you'll consider doing so. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.